Hello and welcome back to the Milltown Way. This is episode 19. I'm Ryan Brennan. I'm joined here as always by Adam Casey. We have a bit to get through tonight. It's a bumper packed episode. We will talk about. So we're recording this just after the 2-2 draw with Shelbourne. We'll touch on slightly on Derry City, the win over Derry City last Friday, as we couldn't get an episode in between. And we'll also be looking ahead to the two games coming up. Sligo Rovers away on Friday and Drogheda away on the following Monday, because yet again Rovers have a Friday-Monday schedule. And yet again, we don't have the time to record in between these two episodes.
Not very considerate of us, are they?
No, they're not really thinking about the little guy in all of this. Who thinks about the little guy? But yeah, so like that, stuck for time in recording and getting it out to the listeners. So yeah, we're going to have to talk about 4 football matches in one episode.
Yeah, a lot to get through, so no point wasting much time.
No, we're both tired here.
Yeah, we're both just back from
Tolka Park.
Yeah, what would turn out to be a 2-2 draw, but should we just get into that?
Yeah.
Yeah. The game started right out of the gate.
Pulsating first half.
Yeah, and then a fairly lackluster second half. A few chances here or there, but compared to the first half, there was 4 goals, within basically half an hour.
Yeah, sure. Within 12 minutes, Shelbourne were 2-0 up, and
yeah,
well, I for one thought this could get.
I thought it could get nasty.
Yeah, it's a little bit like, not that you want to bring back the similar pattern to how it was.
Don't even go there.
But conceding goals and without reply away at Dublin clubs is the common theme at the minute of 2026. Conceding 3 at Dalymount, conceding 2 at Tolka. Yeah, when it went to 2-0 after 12 minutes, I think probably we all thought it was going to go to one way in one direction, and that was a comfortable Shelbourne victory. Obviously, thankfully, it didn't work out that way, but
still not the 3 points.
Not the 3 points, and it's funny because like before it went 2-1, had someone said maybe, well, obviously it was early then as well, but you know, at any point, if it's 2-0, if you're 2-0 down,
yeah, you're going to take a 2-2 comeback, but it's just starting so slow, and it's like just start. You mentioned that at the end, it's like starting the game 2-0 down.
Yeah,
when you can see 2 goals so early on, it's just like the game starting as that score, and it was just too slow out of the gate. Just the game came out and just it took the 2 goals for them to kind of get a kick in the arse to start going. Like,
yeah, no, it did, and it's more than frustrating to see that. Like we always keep saying it, that you know it's so early on the season that these, you know, there's plenty of time for these issues to be resolved. You know, starting slow, you know, dealing with certain away grounds and
and Tolka Park, we've mentioned it in the preview, for you're so close to the pitch, so the fans definitely make a big difference.
You're that close to the pitch that no Rovers fan knew it was a goal.
Yeah,
John McGovern's goal wasn't a goal, or sorry, it was a goal.
Yeah, it was a bit weird. Like it was like a delayed reaction. It was a bit of lag.
There was, yeah.
It's like when you get the goal notification.
Yeah.
I think that went off before the fans celebrated.
You did, yeah, it would have.
But it's weird, you're so close to the pitch, and now at the away end, they kind of have like the first 2 rows like blocked off with a net.
More than that.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, obviously they're not rows because it's standing, but the first kind of bit of the section is blocked off, and obviously you can't really see much. Like we've been down right at the front, down the left hand side.
Yeah,
I couldn't see, didn't know a penalty was saved or missed.
Yeah,
we thought it was saved.
And it hit the post.
Yeah, but that was but like now with them, I don't know what the net. That is the first time we've seen that. Obviously, one of the Rovers fans would eventually fall through one of them.
He did get serenaded, aren't
yeah. I wonder is he a listener?
He could be. If you're the fella that was jumping around, drop a comment.
Get you on as a guest.
How did it feel? The fall from grace. But yeah, no, it is a little bit maybe. Yeah, like it's a little bit ridiculous that you can't see the goal line from the away end. Like I'm all
for fans being nice and close. You don't want them too far. Like,
yeah,
for example, Waterford, I don't like that. I don't like when there's running tracks around the pitch.
Yeah, no,
I'm there for the football, not the 100-meter sprint.
Yeah, exactly. But like, yeah, so like that, you know, if you can't see the goal line, something like, and I'm all for it. Like, I don't completely understand the home team isn't gonna put in the best facilities and best type of location for away fans. I get
No.
that. They're not gonna want to make their home grounds for their home fans.
Yeah.
Um,
But
but if
even still,
but like
the away fans will still be able to watch all of the match. Like
and
usually you
when it
want,
goes into the corners, you can't see anything. When it goes to that corner flag,
if you were saying it in the first half when the game kicked off, like, oh, you want the Rovers attacking up the end that you're at,
yeah.
up the away end for the second half. But then you're like, at least in the second half when they were getting forward, you could see
Well,
everything.
exactly what was going on.
Yeah. Like for the
Yeah,
penalty, I know it's all standing. Then you had a better view through someone's phone.
I know. Yeah, well,
It's like I was at a concert.
there was enough people recording at one point when Dylan
Yeah.
Watts stepped up to take it as
We
well.
had Sky Sports in front of us recording the players walking out.
But no, like that. But more on the performance. It was positive.
It was.
It was. The fact that it took 2 goals for Rovers to get going is more than frustrating. But
Yeah.
the fact they did respond is another test of their character, and to pull it back so soon was good. And then obviously, as we've said already, the next step was to get the third goal. And for one, I thought that the third was just inevitable because Rovers
Yeah, when it's
got so much of the ball, so much of the chances, and looked threatening when they're going forward, even with the changes made. I think maybe the changes took a little bit of the sting out of the game slightly, but
yeah, slightly.
Rovers didn't attacking wise. They didn't struggle too much
No, they're
before the
not.
changes.
No, there wasn't any stage where they kind of struggled with going forward. After that second goal from Shelbourne, no, Rovers didn't struggle once really going forward. And obviously that first goal from Shelbourne, lovely strike to be fair. Harry Wood's
Yeah,
goal,
yeah.
great strike. The second one,
Bit of controversy
first
here
one
over
you
this.
can like see why it's conceded. You're be annoyed, well, you're be a bit annoyed, but at the end of the day, you say someone should have closed him down, but he struck it well, edge of the box, and it just went bottom corner. Really, like
That
the
second
second
goal.
one, they just switched off.
A couple of
We've got
things.
a couple of things. Get into the referee bit.
Yeah, like obviously the main the football 101 that you get taught as
You played a
a
whistle.
schoolboy level is play the whistle. And if you don't hear the whistle, you keep going. That's it.
Yeah, that's always the rules.
Yeah, and like you know that's just the basics of football.
Yeah,
So the fact that kind of Rovers half the defense, I think one in particular that I can pick out from the replay, seeing the replays back as well is like I think Corey O'Sullivan just turns his back to the ball to kind of jog up to get his
yeah,
position for a goal kick like that. If you don't hear the whistle, like, come on,
yeah. You're a
don't
professional
don't
footballer.
be switching off like that.
Then the ref did.
That's the other point. The other point is the ref did point for a goal kick. You see, look back to the
Yeah,
replay. He points for a goal kick,
and then kind of jogs.
and then just kind of like whips his arm. He has a straight. He has a forward. You can't see me. It's an audio
Yeah,
podcast, but my arm's straight, and that's what he did.
then he kind of jogged back.
Then he just retracts that and goes, "Oh no, they're still playing on, so we may as well just keep going." And
But there was watching the replay back. It wasn't out. It never did actually go out of play.
can you see a good enough angle for that?
I suppose you never. It's not like the Premier League where you have like 60 high definition cameras on it.
Yeah, well,
There's one.
yeah, but yeah, like that, it's sloppy from Rovers. I'm sure Bradley will be more than frustrated
Definitely.
to see his players switch off like that. Overall, it was a good game.
Yeah.
From a neutral's perspective, 4 goals, 2-0, 2-0 comeback.
From a neutral perspective, first half a lot more entertaining.
Yeah. Um,
But no, you're very right in what you're saying in terms of that. It's just sloppy.
yeah.
That second goal, and that makes it even more frustrating. Probably to draw.
I
Because if
think,
you're 1-0 down off a strike like that, you're a bit like all right, and especially Rovers. I don't know. Maybe without conceding the second, what they've. It's hard to tell because it's
yeah.
so early in the game.
So you don't know because games are like what Bradley likes to say as well is games are decided by moments. So
Goals like change momentum.
yeah, they do.
That's my dad. My dad's always used to say, "Goals change games."
Well, my dad always says
Yeah,
that.
I feel that's just an old man phrase.
Yeah. But no, I think the one thing I thought to myself from seeing the game, and obviously not as I said, we're recording this right after
Yeah,
a 2-2 draw, so we haven't had much time to reflect on it. But one thing I remember thinking to myself during that game was Shelbourne, like after they got their two goals, one outside the box struck it well, and credit to them for that.
Hmm.
Second goal is mainly Rovers' fault. They switch off, think of the goal kick and switch off. But after they scored the second, I thought when Rovers pulled it back, particularly, I was like, Shelbourne actually aren't too good here.
No,
They
they
don't.
didn't. No.
They didn't impose themselves in the game. They didn't dominate really at all. And then they had a couple of chances that that weren't a million miles away for sure. And there was probably one or two. I think there was one chance where, particularly where like it should have they from
Yeah.
distance. It was like from like the 6 yard box. They sky it. And I think it was John Martin at the time. But like that, I think other like they're little kind of moments. But other than that, Rovers dictated the play, and it wasn't the case. I think Rovers looked like they dominated the ball, but didn't look like
Mm.
threatening. I think they dominated the ball and they did look threatening for the most part. There were times where it's flat, probably should have done more.
Yeah.
However, I think it's an improvement on Derry, first of all,
Hmm.
which we'll get onto. But it's an improvement on Derry, and I think, yeah, it's just more frustrating. I think it's 2 points dropped, really. As I said, it's early on. There's plenty more points we picked up around. But it's just, yeah, it's
Even
that.
though they were 2-0 down, it still feels more like 2 points dropped than a point gained.
Which is a good thing as well.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to, I'd
No,
say
it's, you don't
more.
want to feel fortunate that you were getting a draw.
Exactly, yeah. You don't want, yeah, exactly that. If you're 2-0 down, you're walking out nearly celebratory of a draw. That's not a good sign either.
No, you want to be coming. That shows the drive and kind of bit what you expect from the team if you're coming out from a draw that a little bit frustrated.
The uh, the referee didn't make really any friends on
No,
either side. We haven't seen the penalty incident back.
no,
John McGovern, it looked like he was taken down by Shell's keeper Spiel, but
we haven't watched it back.
from our angle in the away end, as we've just already said, we're lucky that we even saw it. Was there even a Rovers player in the vicinity? You
Yeah,
wouldn't know the difference. uh, yeah, so we haven't seen it back. I did overhear someone saying that their friend was watching it on the telly and said it didn't look like a penalty. I don't know. That's the best. That's the best I can give you.
that's the closest to VAO or the
And that's as close as I want to be. By the way, I
Yeah,
don't want that anywhere near a game. But
no,
so yeah, so the penalty incident, I'm not too sure, but the ref overall didn't make any friends really. Um, didn't have much control over the game. I don't think for spells, and yeah, with the penalty, I think some of the decisions you could see then it looked like he was just balancing affairs down at the
yeah,
time
yeah.
where there was questionable frees or you know in Rovers' direction. Moments later, then once the crowd kind of had a reaction that it was a questionable freeze the other way as well, which I don't like to see.
No, you don't.
Um, but I suppose the referee Rob Hennessy doesn't have. He's not well liked really among
No,
a League of Ireland
by either
support.
team.
Yeah, and League of Ireland I think probably as a whole at this rate. But
Mm,
give me a referee that is really.
yeah, like yeah,
It's a tough job, I know, but
it is a tough job.
it's just
It's just a bit frustrating when obviously yeah, it's hard to judge the penalty without seeing it back fully.
yeah.
Especially if someone's mate was watching. That's a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the best we're getting. I
Well,
think.
a few other dodgy conversations in the ground
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
you wouldn't want to hear what goes on in the away ends at
Forget
Tolka.
people forget that other people can hear them.
uh,
Us included, probably with some of the stupid jokes sometimes.
the riffs.
Yeah.
But overall, I thought, yeah, as I said, look, I think it was a positive performance. I think probably a few players did struggle with that game. I think probably one in particular was
Yeah.
Danny Grant.
Yeah, he struggled to get a foothold in the game, really, didn't he?
At left wing back position to start off with to accompany Saboale at right wing back. Um, yeah, I think he looked lost at left wing back.
Yeah,
Switched after Saboale was withdrawn, but I still think probably if you're putting him in his natural position that late on the game, it's always going to be that uphill task. I think of trying to
yeah,
settle in again, and yeah, it's frustrating because I think like look every Rovers fan wants to see every Rovers player do well. Essentially,
yeah, of course.
maybe there probably is maybe some people who like to moan.
Yeah, of
But
course.
generally, obviously, particularly with Danny Grant, former Bows, there's an additional incentive. I think,
Yeah, an additional little
yeah, just for
fire, a
him
little
to
pep in your step.
yeah, for him to do well, particularly when you go to Bows, and obviously he was withdrawn as well at the 3-2 defeat to
Uh,
Bows, which got jeers.
That was a
by the
that's
home support.
that was a different episode. We don't even need to discuss that anymore.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know. I'm bringing back up the wounds.
Past demons.
I suppose a note on the away end itself was
Yeah.
fairly loud,
Yeah.
which was good.
There was one or
Uh,
two stretches in the game where the crowd was a bit silent.
yeah, yeah,
After they scored their second, it went very quiet. Which I understand why Rovers fans were a bit for a minute, but for some
yeah,
reason, overall, obviously it's hard to tell from the other end because we're so far away, but it just seemed a bit quiet for going
yeah.
2-0 up. You'd expect that a little bit extra.
From the home support.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, yeah. Particularly, I think probably the point you're making as well is when there was an injury
Yeah,
stoppage as well,
there was after the first goal. There was an injury stoppage.
and yeah, and generally that's when supporters tend to ramp it up a little bit sometimes when there's nothing
Yeah,
else going on. So yeah, I see that point. But yeah, no, I think the note on the Rover support anyway is the one that we're
very
concerned
loud and
about was
vocal.
well, it was good. Particularly for a Monday night, it's always.
It's tough
Uh,
on Monday night and away from home as well. Like
I know it's obviously as we it's not too far away to
no,
go.
but still
Yeah, still
getting
it's
in from work and then going shoot like
and work
getting
the
in from
next
work and you
day.
know you've worked the next day.
Yeah,
It's like with a
like
Sunday at least, or like a Friday. You know, most people aren't in work the next day on the Friday,
yeah,
or if it's a Sunday game, the occasional time you're not in work that day. But when you have work, it's hard, and so I understand why some people don't always make the trip out on a Monday
yeah,
night, but. And that could be as well why they didn't refund the tickets. It was just
yeah.
you're
Well,
going to this one.
yeah, you've no option. Yeah,
Yeah,
I suppose. Yeah, because obviously after the league opener with Dundalk was postponed, Rovers gave everyone who bought an individual match ticket a
mm.
refund, and so basically everyone had to repurchase, and that definitely had an impact on it, on proceedings that way. As in ticket sales and stuff, because it's just you're fighting. It's an uphill battle then
Yeah,
to make everyone buy a ticket again. For Shells, obviously they didn't refund anyone, so it's kind of like your ticket's still valid.
yeah, yeah.
So generally probably people will be more inclined to go, oh, the ticket's still, I may as well just go
You might as
anyway.
well
So
go.
um, for the Rovers fans, yeah, making the trip and being loud, obviously the allocation's about 1,000.
Which yeah,
I'd say it was the guts of 1,000 there.
probably yeah. I'd say
It didn't look empty really.
no. Didn't seem to be any empty
No.
spaces. Like it's obviously not seated, but
Yeah, I think there probably was a drop in the attendance. I'd say it was less, because I think there was a few spare tickets going around among supporters that way. Um, so probably a few other people like that. They probably might be working a bit later on a Monday, so it's that additional kind of it just an adds a
yeah,
layer to make it to the game. Particularly when it's penned in for a Friday to get me out to a Monday.
yeah. It's tough,
But overall,
especially
yeah.
people getting home late and having to record a podcast.
Yeah, I'm work the next morning.
Yeah,
It's not for the faint of heart.
so
Yeah, exactly. But it was good to hear Rovers and mostly full voice. As there was probably a couple of spells where Rovers could have been louder as well. But overall, I think it was a good noise being made, and
yeah,
did a good job. I think, and probably annoying some home supporters as well, jumping
yeah.
on kind of making a mockery of some of their chants when they were getting going, and then
The
obviously
best is when they were 2-0 up and they were singing "Shells Are Falling Apart Again." They were singing that
yeah,
as kind of a little like.
yeah. Look at us, we're 2-0 up.
Yeah, like when Rovers fans chant "We hate Rovers," or
Yeah, your favorite
and
chant.
then that came back. Then the shells are falling apart
Yeah.
again, and
would have been
obviously,
would have been topped off
yeah,
if
and
it were.
obviously, what a song in general. Love
Yeah.
Without Part Joy Division. What a tune.
uh,
We're not playing it for our friend Ellen Drode.
we'll discuss Derry City as well.
Yeah, obviously the game just before
Yeah,
one
but as
0
I
win at
said,
home.
we didn't have the opportunity, obviously, to record in between the Derry and Shelbourne games. Quick turnaround, and like we won't this weekend with
No,
Sligo and Drogheda away
quick
trips.
turnaround. Yeah,
Uh,
obviously, no consideration for the little guy.
exactly for the Milltown Way guys.
Yeah,
Um, but no, as I said, back to Friday night was Rovers against Derry 1-0 victory for Stephen Bradley's side. Also a historical night for Bradley himself.
yeah,
Taking charge of his 445th game of the club, surpassing Paddy Coad's record of 444 from 1949 to 1960. So huge honour for Stephen Bradley. Huge credit to him and his staff.
Yeah, brilliant.
Presented with a trophy as well, or like
Yeah,
a
nice
plaque, I
like
suppose.
well, like yeah, nice like kind of
Yeah,
glass trophy. It's quite nice.
yeah. Presented with that ahead of kickoff as well to mark the occasion, and mark the occasion with a 1-0 victory. That on Friday, obviously we've moved on again, but looking at Friday and a little bit it wasn't too convincing, a 1-0 victory, and it was decided also via a penalty.
Yeah, late penalty. Just like Rovers weren't necessarily bad at anything. They didn't, but they weren't necessarily good at anything either.
I
It was just
yeah,
a kind of very like a nothing performance. It just
I
felt
think
like one of them games, where you're right at the end of the season and players are all just wrecked.
yeah,
Felt like one of them which should be getting this early in the year.
the I like what I was concerned about on Friday, or leaving Tallaght Stadium on Friday. I said it wasn't. You can't be overly negative. It was a 1-0 win. Derry didn't
Yeah.
really look like they were going to get in on Rovers either. Even
No,
after the
Derry didn't look.
goal,
Yeah.
it didn't, like, apart from I think one half chance where they had a corner laid on, and even then, but like there was no. Do you know where if you're 1-0 up and there's a time added on, and it's near the end, and the losing side normally tend to pile on the pressure down, load the box,
Yeah.
and go kind of go all out for it. But it didn't see that from Derry. But the thing
No.
I was a little bit concerned about was the lack of kind of creativity from Rovers. Like that, I think Rovers, the pattern I've began to notice, and we probably get onto this a little bit more, is Rovers tend to start slow a little bit, I think, at
Yeah.
home. Normally it's a wider pitch on the away games, like Tolka Park tonight.
Yeah.
So when Rovers start slow, they don't find they need that urgency to get going straight away and
Yeah. You
look for
mentioned
maybe an
that.
early
Yeah.
goal.
Mentioned
Uh,
that early in the Shells game, like there's one or two runs Rovers made before it even went 1-0. You were like, it feels like they wouldn't have made that at home.
yeah, because
It
it's
does.
it's more relaxed, I think, and I think generally what I've found, and just in football maybe as a whole, I always find that I think the home side, regardless of kind of maybe who it is, generally home sides, particularly in the League of Ireland, tend to dictate how the game will
Yeah.
go in it to a degree. Even if they lose, I think they're still in a way they're dictating how it goes. Um, and when Rovers are at home, I
Kind of the
think
tone and the tempo of the game is usually controlled a
yeah,
little bit by the home team.
yeah, exactly. So I think when Rovers are at home, like the against Derry, like they dominated possession, did have a few chances and that, but I didn't think they like it very easy could have been a 0-0 draw, like a penalty. As a penalty decided, if no penalty, would the Rovers found the goal? They might not. They
Then
might have.
yeah, it's
Again,
hard to
we
tell.
always discuss these goals of changing games. Um,
Yeah, well, it was late in the game as well. It was the 81st minute. Like,
yeah, so it was getting to that stage where it was kind of like it's do or die nearly. Um, but yeah, so there were concerns leaving Tallaght on Friday. Obviously, you look clean sheet, and Rovers were sounded them out.
mhm.
Don't think there was any concerns that front of. For one, I didn't really think I wasn't when we were in Tallaght on Friday. I wasn't really at that game thinking we might lose here now, or
No, I was never once
as the
at any
game went
stage
on.
going, this is. It looks like Derry are really going to score here, or Derry are really going to have a great chance.
Yeah,
It just felt like Derry weren't going to do loads.
yeah.
Uh, yeah.
James McLean, well, a bit quiet this time around, wasn't
Yeah, he was, yeah. Well, probably still mouthing off, wasn't he?
he? Yeah, it's his favorite. It's his party piece, really.
Yeah, he's put more of a mouth than a football.
uh,
Nah, I shouldn't even. But it's just, yeah, no. It was a quiet game, realistically. But Rovers got the 3 points. And going into the game after losing to them in the President's Cup and having kind of coming off the Bowls loss and Derry being a team who a lot of people will be pegging to be up and around the top of the table towards the end of the year. You'll take a 1-0 win. Like, obviously, the performance isn't the best, and it's not the best performance we'll see out of Rovers this year, but you have to sometimes win games even when you're not playing that well.
yeah, that's it exactly. Like if like that, like similar to what you've said, or maybe in a different context of you mentioned that it looks like a performance that you see late on the season. If this game happened late on the season, you wouldn't mind the
No, you
2-0.
wouldn't care,
It's
especially if you're in a title race and it's a big game,
yeah, it's
and they win
about
just 1-0 off a penalty. You wouldn't care.
yeah, like when it gets to that stage of the season, you think my mindset is always like as you'd hear around places, uh, it's not about how you win, it's that you win. So
That's another one your old man says to me as well.
I don't know. No,
Mm,
I don't know if I read that, but I think maybe Alex Ferguson said that.
oh, maybe.
Um, Particularly about cup competitions when they're one off. But yeah, no, look overall, Rovers. It was also to compare it to tonight's game with Shelbourne. It was also about balancing the selections.
Yeah,
Obviously you could see the wholesale changes made
and
against
again coming
Shelbourne.
into sorry, put you off there for a sec, but
Yeah.
coming into a game like next week, a game where it's another double game week.
4 games in 10 days.
It's a little, yeah, gee,
Yeah.
it's a
4 games in
lot.
10 days. You wouldn't see that too often, would you?
No, it's a lot, and yeah, you don't. It's not ideal really for the players, but that balancing the team out and selections is usually very key. And you don't see it as early. It's rare you see them at this early in the season
Yeah.
because usually
Obviously,
it's when the
partly,
cup gets going in the European, but partly to do with the rain fixtures.
yeah, that's
That's
yeah,
what it is. That was tonight. That was the Dundalk one.
yeah.
We even still would have had
We still would have had it
Drogheda,
next week, yeah, to draw the
but that's
Sligo.
because with the international break coming up, then it's
Yeah.
just slow. Well, international break. That could be a good international break, but
Yeah, like that. It's a balancing act at this stage. It's so early
yeah.
on, and there's so many games now. As I said, due to these postponements, so ju-
And due to at least a cup game, at least two, well, at least four European games,
mm,
really.
minimum, yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah, minimum
you just
four
don't want anyone
European and
getting
a cup.
injured.
Yeah, it's a big season. Defending
It's a long season,
both trophies, like everyone's
and hopefully qualifying for Champions League as well.
for all big ears. But yeah, so like that, it's a balancing act, and for Bradley, he has a tough task and of trying to find that and giving minutes to players who don't normally play, or giving
Yeah,
minutes to players who were playing on Friday that didn't play, or that didn't play on Friday that played tonight, and vice versa.
hmm
Um, because there was a couple of questions about the selection tonight. Obviously, the likes of Adam Brennan, Graham Burke, Jack Byrne,
hmm
none of them started. They all
No,
did play
for
against
on
Derry on
Friday.
Friday. You
And you
can't,
probably expect them to play this Friday coming. Then
yeah. Like
it's tricky.
Stephen Bradley will always kind of mention when asked about these type of topics of squad rotation and stuff, is that he'll value his squad that he thinks, like, essentially it's whoever he does have at the club. Obviously there'll be players who play more than others, but whoever he does have at the club, essentially he deems them all being able to start a game. So
Yeah,
to the supporter or the average supporter, I think probably looking at that, you'll think, oh well, there's 3 key players that should have started tonight that didn't. But it's about managing the workload, and so early on, it'll be this is the key time where you need to manage it, because you're on the back of having, what was it? Did we say 6 weeks off? Was it
yeah,
between the last Conference League game and the President's Cup?
hmm
So now it's a case of you want manage that workload, and yeah, find that balance really of managing the minutes and making sure that no one picks up an injury for what is a very important season.
hmm Yeah. It's a long season, and like especially as we've mentioned before about winning, being in Europe, and then playing, and then the next season starts and all that. Very little time to rest. It's a balancing act, really, isn't it? Just to ensure that no one gets injured and that you have your players as fit as you can for as long as you can.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
exactly. But I suppose to go back on what we've
Yeah, been talking
already
about.
touched on a little bit, is these early season patterns that we're picking
Yeah,
up on.
the key
Uh,
one was one you mentioned a minute ago. It was about starting the game slow, particularly at home.
yeah, it's just what, yeah, like I think it's key of where, obviously, like, look, so all venues are different. Where Rovers are gonna go. Like Tolka Park will be very different to the Showgrounds on Friday, to whatever Drogheda United Stadium's called this week. Weavers Park, Sullivan and Lambe Park. I don't know what you want to call it. Sullivan and Lambe now, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah, so this is going to be like 3 away games now. Rovers will have on the bounce after Drogheda,
Yeah,
which won't be easy either. And it's a long trip to Sligo as well.
but
It's one that not all of us are taking.
ooh,
Shut their end at you there, Adam.
yeah, I know. But no, a big one as we're saying about kind of early patterns in the season and stuff like that. Starting slow. Rovers only once this season scored in the first half to take a lead out of 5 games.
Yeah,
Like in the 2-0 win against Pats, both games, both goals came. Like Michael Newman opened the scoring in the 69th minute.
mm,
Like again, we noticed that we definitely spoke about that on the pod that the first episode, the Pats game, very slow in the first half.
yeah,
Second game, 1-0 against Peak, 1-0 against Dundalk from a Pico goal, but set piece goal, and then just took the foot off the gas for a while.
yeah. And then end
Then
up
obviously
conceding and dropping 2 points.
Bowes is Bowes, and then obviously
Derry,
beating Derry was 1-0, and then
that took a penalty,
yeah, and today again they did score just after 26 minutes Rovers, but they were already
and one was a
shipped.
penalty.
They'd already shipped 2, yeah, another penalty, another Dylan Watts penalty.
Dylan baby. Yeah, that's a good point actually to make. Yeah, like there's definitely it's early in the season. I can't say it enough, so no one's getting carried away here. But there's definitely early season patterns, and like you've said, that's one that you kind of subconsciously notice. You bringing it to light makes you kind of go,
Mm.
oh yeah,
You'll notice it more now as well.
yeah. So like particularly with the home games, like so there's one example of it. So obviously you have Pats and Derry and Dundalk, slow, slow starts. It's a little bit kind of sometimes I think there's just that lack of creativity when it's at home. It's more it's a wider pitch.
Hmm.
There's not as much onus on them I think to get forward and get going
Hmm.
because obviously Tallaght Stadium is bigger than any other away trip as well. So it's not they're not no one's really on their back as such. Obviously, look, when I say no one's on their back, I just mean from a supporters' perspective. I'm
Yeah,
sure Stephen Bradley be grilling them and stuff as well. But yeah, no, it's a good point to make because I think Rovers find themselves a little bit too comfortable.
yeah, a little bit.
Maybe more so at home. I think even with the Bows game, you could see it a little bit. Obviously, then Bows start scoring, and Rovers don't score until stoppage
Yeah,
time to get two. Um,
but
but then you
then
see them going into life, sparking into life today.
yeah,
I'd say a couple of runs that were made that maybe you wouldn't see in a home game, and then 2 goals before half time is a change. It makes for a difference to what the other 4 games offered.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, but yeah, it's just them early season patterns that we've noticed. A lot of set piece goals as well. 2 from penalty, corner kick goal. That's at least 3 of the 8 goals scored this season have come from set pieces. And you could make an argument for one of the ones in the Bows game kind of coming indirectly from a corner.
Yeah,
It was nearly like it cleared when it was hit back in.
yeah, like one was obviously a set piece that goes in on top of
Yeah,
Kasper Taraska, but yeah, um,
it's
and look obviously as well,
it's a limited sample size. It is only 5 games.
yeah, it's a limited sample size, and as well as that, you have Bradley trying to strike the balance of as we said. I know
Yeah,
we've just literally gone on that, but it's not a case of Rovers having started the season playing 1 game a week
no,
where they're going full strength, and he's
no, it's
picking,
been the so constant.
yeah,
And it's kind of it's like that then up until the international break, as we've mentioned. But then, even after the international break, it's a game on a Friday, game on a Monday,
Easter
Easter Monday, Good Friday, Easter Monday, and then the following Friday, and then it's back into the kind of
routine.
every Friday. There's the game on kind of the May bank holiday and stuff. But at that point, then it's back to every Friday, and then at that point, be getting into European stuff and all.
Yeah, it's
It's
yeah, it's
no rest for the wicked.
this is the punishment of success.
Yeah,
Too early to be saying that yet because cup competitions haven't started, but yeah, no, I think it's exciting times. But yeah, there's definitely the patterns there that are just being picked up upon, and it's the responsibility of Bradley and his staff to make
to
these changes. And
weed out them bad habits, kind of.
yeah, as well as that, obviously on top of, like, there's so many factors that that you might not even consider of. He's, as I said, the rotation with the squad, that he doesn't want to overwork certain players, but as well as that, like, numerous new signings. Adam Brennan, you
Yeah,
quickly forget he only came.
yeah, because of how well he started.
Yeah, he's getting off to a flyer. Victor Osimhen, he's only 17.
Yeah, young lad.
Um, and he's even progressing rapidly as well. Michael Noonan, still 17.
Sabawale.
Like, Sabawale coming in. You'll have Asamoah coming in soon whenever he's done serving suspension.
Surely he served it now. Like, has he not missed the game?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
Because it depends on when he was confirmed, I suppose, by the club.
Yeah, I suppose.
But yeah, I think he should be available
Then
there.
obviously there's still players out injured, like Rory Gaffney was yet to see.
Yeah, Max Kovalevskis,
Yeah,
Danny Mandroya is obviously still recovering from that ACL surgery.
yeah, but the big ones,
Yeah,
not Rory Gaffney yet. That's the man who got the double in the cup final. You have to a
yeah.
team that would miss a player like that.
Well, we mentioned it earlier in this year about Rory Gaffney. You saw him in the stadium. We had a comment to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that they also spotted him as well.
Thank God. Otherwise, he'd be getting a little bit worried.
Yeah.
That he's
Um.
hung up the boots.
Well, that was it, because there was talk of a new contract, and then never heard anything about it being confirmed, and then all of a sudden he's injured.
He's ghost mode, yeah.
Um.
But luckily, that was not the case.
But yeah, yourself and our friends from on Lanhamwood,
Oh yeah, yeah. No.
they spotted him. So make sure you do listen to their podcast as well.
Yeah, you've mentioned it before on the pod, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely give them a listen. But
Might as well get into Sligo and
yeah, we'll move it
brief
on.
bit on Sligo and a brief bit on
We'll give them
Drogheda.
a dabble. Obviously, yeah. So we won't
8 o'clock on Friday, Sligo.
the later kickoff time.
Yeah,
8 o'clock as well.
it's on the
It's on
telly.
the telly. Yeah,
It's on Virgin Media too. But
yeah. Is that how you'll be watching
fella thinks he can get the
With-
digs in.
it?
Can
With your prawn sandwich in hand?
he? Prawns.
Adam doesn't fancy the trip, he said.
That's not what I said. But prior commitments.
Ooh.
Not on
Yeah,
international duty this time.
Well, what date did the fixtures come in? That was your prior commitment. Yeah, no, obviously the trip to Sligo, I'll be there. Half of the Milltown Way will be.
Yeah.
No, I'll be there.
Sure, I'll be like, sure, if there's any issues, you can just say, my mate's watching it on the telly. I said it wasn't a pedo.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be if you see someone FaceTime, someone's going to be me FaceTiming Adam during the game, just in case I need some quick replays on the telly. But yeah, no, a tough task ahead. I
He's
think
made a trip down to Sligo before as well.
Yeah, Sligo isn't an easy place to go for the hoops.
Not they haven't started the season as well as they might have liked.
But they did get their first win of the season, their last game. They beat
Against
Drogheda
Drogheda.
United 2-0. Obviously,
that and a draw with
or
Waterford.
sorry, 2-1.
The only points they've picked up this season.
Yeah,
Least amount of goals scored by a team joint with Waterford. Just 3 goals scored, which were it's in the opening game against Derry, and then they went 3 games without a goal, and then obviously getting the 2 the other night.
yeah,
But they'll definitely be wanting to bounce back and continue on with the kind of streak of getting a win to start the season. They're not going to want to be in and around that relegation zone at all this year.
yeah. Well, that's it, and I think everyone's kind of tipping them to be in that relegation battle. Like Rovers, obviously,
Well, like last year, there was them, Galway, and Waterford were in that
yeah,
bottom spot. Kind of remember it came down to the last day, really, and all 3 of them were in for it.
yeah. I know, yeah, and yeah, obviously Rovers lost 2-1 on that
Yeah.
last game of the season. Rovers went there
At that
twice.
point, though,
Yeah, that didn't matter. It was just a title
No.
celebration. Rovers
But even
didn't
before
get a win
that-
there though at the
No.
Showgrounds last year.
even at all that
2-1.
season, one win at home, 2 losses and a draw is the last ones last year.
One of them losses has an asterisk, though, doesn't it? Really.
Does yeah.
Yeah. Super Lee Stacey in goal.
Yeah. But then the 2-2 draw was the last result in Sligo itself.
Yeah.
One where Sligo went 2-0 up after 20 minutes.
Jesus, it's like we've just saw that game with a different opposition in front.
Someone wrote this song before.
I've seen the
It's like
script.
Groundhog Day.
The only thing for Sligo, like, and why they're probably, or why they are struggling more is they have lost some key players.
Yeah.
One of the highest tipped players, one of their brightest sparks within the squad was definitely Owen Elding.
Mm-hmm.
He made that move to Hibernian. We actually touched on it before when Michael Noonan was getting, when the news was coming out about his move to Hoffenheim and the low fee for Elding, the Hibernian,
Mm-hmm.
and how it kind of maybe sets a bad precedent
Yeah, the low fee, yeah.
because he was worth more than what he went for, I think. But yeah, so Sligo are feeling the effects of losing a player like that. The last couple of others, they brought in James McManus as well. But
Also unlucky kind of just to start the season as well. For him, it is only 5 games again, but kind of a bit of unluckiness. Like eight, for example, out of their 8 goals conceded, 3 have been penalties.
yeah,
So they've conceded the most penalties, and Rovers have scored the most.
Rovers don't normally get penalties. Like,
No, we've always said before that like
yeah, this is
you
new.
basically need to shoot a bloke in the head in the box to get a penalty in the League of Ireland.
Yeah,
Which I prefer that than basically anything being given as a penalty in the Premier League, for example.
I only know the Premier Division, mate. Yeah, no, yeah, definitely exactly what you've second to what you've said. They picked up, as I said, the first win was Drogheda. Um, yeah, a little bit unlucky. Did lose 4-0 to Bows at home. That's quite a sobering loss.
Yeah, 4-0's bad.
Especially to them.
Yeah, you don't want to ever lose to him, and at home as well.
Yeah,
You just don't want to play to him. They're just waste.
For Sligo, it's a long trip. I'm sure there'll be plenty of Rovers fans down there
They've had a
now.
few days off at least, though.
Yeah,
It's weird it's not on a Saturday. They seem to play their
well, you see, it's a double game week.
yeah.
They're going to play again on the Monday.
Oh yeah, that's probably the only reason.
It's the only reason I thought about this earlier in the week because
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I kind of would have preferred it to be a Saturday, not having to go down on a Friday after work. But
yeah.
it is what it is. Making a trip, some of us do it, some of us
And then
don't.
someone,
Some of us just
and
watch
then they're
on.
playing Dundalk on Monday night. Then they are.
Is that home?
That's away to
Away.
Dundalk. They're going
We're
to.
going to Oriel Park.
Yeah. Hopefully the pitch is recovered.
um, yeah, no, for Sligo, definitely Rovers tend to struggle down there, I think, and it's not an easy place to go. Sligo won't make it easy on Saturday.
No.
Or say on Friday. Um, but yeah, it's how Rovers bounce back now is going to be. Obviously it's only after a draw, so it's not Rovers aren't coming on the back of defeat or anything like it. But yeah, it's another away game, and again managing the workload for these players of withdraw it in mind, and then Galway
Yeah.
the following Friday. Like it doesn't make for easy viewing really.
Yeah, it's true. So, yeah, I get what you're saying, but it's not like they have a major thing to bounce back from, but you still want to be coming out and getting that back onto winning form, isn't it?
Yeah, and the home crowd will be up against them as well. That kind of way where, like the likes of if Rovers misplace a pass, the home fans will be jeering. That kind of way. So it's that
Yeah.
type of environment they're going into. That that calls upon a different.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, no, it is. It makes it that bit different.
Yeah. Sorry, I nearly choked there. um, it calls
My
for
hand flu getting to.
yeah, I know. Yeah, this is it. I've only a 60% chance of making it to the end of this episode. But no, like that, or it calls upon a different kind of type of performance. I think, doesn't it? Really,
Yeah.
like when there's more pressure and the home fans are just waiting on your every mistake. Misplaced pass, losing possession,
Mm-hmm.
in any way really. And then obviously, if Sligo were to get a goal or an early goal, definitely changes things completely. So tough
It'll be
task.
tough. It's
It
not an
won't be
easy place
easy.
to go.
No,
Showgrounds is definitely not an easy place to go.
no, Rovers don't get too much luck there. Um, and yeah, they're gonna have to really dig deep, I think, to get a result there again on Friday. Um, yeah, it's a tough one to even. Obviously, Shelbourne so fresh in the mind.
It's hard to
Um,
not just think of that when it was so fresh.
yeah, yeah, exactly that. They have key performers as well. You know, the likes of your Jad Hakiki and James McManus are probably the two. Alex Nolan probably as well.
Hmm.
A lot of key players there that are going to be beneficial to them on Friday. I'll stand to them
Yeah,
going there as well, as said. And it's interesting to think of, would there be obviously the tickets for the away and are on general sale because it's such a far trip on a Friday.
yeah,
Um, you wonder if that was a Saturday game, would there be more tickets taken? It's
maybe.
tough to
There's a long way to
deliberate.
go, especially if people aren't off work necessarily early. It's what? How
Yeah,
long a drive? About 2 hours, two and
two
a
and a
half.
half.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think if someone's only done a half five, like
yeah, yeah. You're not like
you're not
you're not
making it.
making
No.
it. Yeah. So that'll be interesting.
What time are you off work?
We'll be getting off at 4,
Ooh, nice.
straight on the road.
Straight on the road.
On the road,
You're
Jack.
back.
The boys are back in town.
The
We'll briefly touch on, obviously, as I said, we won't
game
be having,
after.
not that, obviously we won't be going too much into it, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It's hard to tell you. We've had to do this before, which we never had to do it until this last kind of rush of games. But it's hard to talk about the next game without knowing what has happened just before.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
like reviewing the third movie without seeing the second, and you can only go off the first.
Good Lord.
Reviewing The Dark Knight Rises without seeing The Dark Knight.
Okay, copyright.
Yeah, that's also Monday night. Quarter to 8 this time, not an 8 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah,
It's
you're
not on
making it
telly.
down. You're making the trip for that one.
Yeah,
It's nice of you to join us.
that one's not on the telly. I like the variety that Virgin Media 2 are doing this year. I've kind of haven't. They're showing nearly everyone on the telly.
Yeah,
Like they're showing Galway, Waterford on
yeah, I like that.
Monday
Yeah,
night.
yeah, yeah. You see, the thing with these television schedules and stuff is obviously everyone plays at the same time generally, apart from
That's
it's
the
like on the
thing.
Saturday.
Yeah,
Like you would, without getting drawn back into that, because I feel like
we've
we
had this
nearly talk about this
debate.
all the time. Yeah, like it'd be nice to be able to watch more than your own game. Like
Yeah,
like when Sligo are on a Saturday, like if obviously if I'm not at something else, if I'm at home, just not doing anything, I'll
twiddling your
put it
thumbs.
on.
Yeah,
Um, I'll put on the Saturday game if you had that, if you had a Sunday game. But yeah, so that's another thing. Like with the telly and stuff and having games on, it's like yeah, it's good that they're showing Galway and Watford, but sure,
can't
the
watch it.
other the other 80% of the fan base
Yeah,
is at a game themselves anyway, so they're not watching it.
that's true.
Um,
But yeah, the actual draw themselves. It's last time playing them was obviously the thriller in the cup there.
Penalty
Absolute
shootout.
thriller. I'm not talking Michael Jackson in September. That was a that was a great game to be at.
Ah, yeah, that
Penalty
fond
win.
memories.
And we were like, when we were going to, we were like, we won't get the train just in case it goes to penalties and extra time.
Yeah,
And it
yeah, that's
did.
it. Yeah, you drove us down for that one, didn't
Yeah, they
you?
did,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, you drove us down, and
That
then
was my first one back out after my
that was when
my
the boys were
international
truly back
duty.
in town.
Yeah.
And what a away game to go to, because yeah,
Oh,
as I
yeah, it was
said,
brilliant.
like yeah, that was so winning in normal time against Drogheda would be great, because a little bit similar maybe to the way Shells is just to the side, is that away end isn't greit either.
It's not
You can't
great,
see the
no.
sideline
No, you might be able to see
either.
the new scoreboard, though.
I heard they got some big billboard in. If you're gonna for the lads who do make the trip, for the lads and lasses who make the trip to Sullivan and Weaver Park, if you step into the away end and you think you're in Times Square, don't be alarmed. You're
Sullivan and Lambe Park. Might have changed name. They're
Sullivan.
taking the sign down in the middle of the game.
So it's Sullivan. So I think it's Sullivan and Lamb at the minute.
Yeah.
But I thought I did hear before, like not too long
Yeah,
ago, that they're going to
yeah.
change. They do tend to have a few names
Could be the
every now and
Specsavers Stadium.
then. You'll have a stake in it. um, that'll be another tough game. Again, it offers that interesting element of it is a Monday, so you would think for the home fans for Drogheda, will they? Because they get on Rovers back as well.
Hmm.
Everyone, everywhere Rovers go,
We hate Rovers, as they say.
as they say, yeah.
But last season, for example, in the league, Rovers clean sweep over Drogheda. 4 wins from four.
Not a bad record.
2-1 win in March in Drogheda, and then 3-0 in Tallaght
Well,
in May.
four, it would have been 5 games played.
5.
Do we
Well,
have,
4 in the league
and then the cup.
and the cup.
Well, then that's what do you
Yeah,
count as a draw?
I know. Who
So it's
went
a win.
through,
Exactly. Who
and
ended up
then
going on to win the thing?
yeah, the last time they played there in the league was June. I wouldn't have been at that. I would have been
Yeah.
a 2-1 win. Burke and Greener.
One of the things I will say about Drogheda away, I think the best part about Drogheda away is the train out of it.
Nice little train station, to be fair.
It's far enough away from the ground,
Oh,
though.
it's about half an hour.
Like,
Oh, it's a pain. Like, as much as we give out about Oriel Park and Dundalk, the train station's basically in the stadium.
yeah, like why is it so? Like, why is there train station? Why is the train station not more central? Like, it's a
Yeah,
train station.
no clue.
Like, but yeah, no,
You think it would be like, you think the stadium and the train station would be a bit more just like located in a bit of a better place. Like
yeah,
it is. It's like you have to walk through like the whole town. It's like
yeah,
the train
the
station's
ghost
on like
town.
the south of the town, wherever. Could be having directions wrong. Don't have
Yeah,
a compass on me. But like
Captain Jack
you have to walk
Sparrow.
through the whole town. It's not like you're walking into the centre of town and then it's there. You have to go like through the whole town and
Yeah,
then come out the other side
yeah,
if you make it. And it's like still full
yeah.
and it's still a bit more.
Well, yeah, I think our trips to, as I said, our trips to Drogheda
And day before Paddy's Day as well.
exactly even additional incentive
We
to bring back 3 points and a win.
have to get rid of the snakes.
Yeah, well, we've watching 11 of them trying to beat
Yeah.
Stephen Bradley's side. Yeah, no, but we tend, as you just said there about the wins over the clean sweep last year, tends to be a positive trip
Mhm.
results wise. Definitely, it's always tough. Is one thing I will say. And Drogheda
Definitely, yeah.
have definitely come on in the past few years. So like similar to Sligo, it won't be easy.
No.
Even though the results have been more positive against Drogheda than Sligo, even, but like neither more, even more so when it's away.
Yeah,
It's extra, it's extra tough
it
essentially.
is. Yeah, definitely.
And then again, it's that kind of element of Bradley has to manage these minutes, and then when and the funny thing is you'll have thought about Sligo, going into Drogheda, then
Hmm.
managing the minutes with Drogheda and Sligo, then Galway is on the Friday.
Yeah,
So even though it's slightly longer, it's still quick turnaround again. That
it is still a very quick turnaround to get there
like
and back. Yeah.
because like even with the Friday Monday, you only think about them 2 games generally. Like you only talk
Hmm.
about Derry and Shell, say maybe.
But then back again on the
You're back
Friday.
again on
Yeah.
the Friday, and it's
At
only an
least at
extra
home
day.
then. It's at least at home.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's it. The Galway game in at home, but like that Galway game will have marked what 5 games in 2 weeks
Yeah.
in 14 days in the lead up to an international break.
Yeah. At least international break then.
I suppose the other mentions actually, speaking of international breaks,
Yeah, 3 of the
provisional squad being announced for Ireland's upcoming playoff
playoff.
with Czechia and whatever the other game is,
And
either a friendly against North
hopefully
Macedonia
Denmark.
or a playoff
Well, we keep
final.
assuming it's North Macedonia in the friendly. As if they like,
Yeah,
there's still a chance they could beat Denmark. Obviously,
that would probably be more
Denmark could.
depressing if Ireland lost to Czechia and North Macedonia beat Denmark.
Yeah, that would
Because
actually.
then you'd be thinking we could have had a final against North Macedonia.
Or then, like, the worst of the worst would be if they lost to North Macedonia in the final. At that point, I'm just giving up.
Yeah, giving up on international football.
Yeah.
But no, obviously, yeah, like that, the provisional squad was announced. It was reported. And of course, Adam Brennan, Matt
Hmm.
Healy, and Ed McGinty.
All on the
All,
all in the provisional squad. Yeah.
yeah, obviously,
Congratulations to them.
yeah, huge.
That's a
That's
massive achievement.
exactly, yeah, and
Especially Adam Brennan.
yeah, and for such an
He's like
important
12.
mixture of our names.
Yeah.
But like, it's not only is it just even an achievement in itself to be in the provisional squad for Ireland. I think you have to look at it and think as well that it's for such an important game. Now, of course, it doesn't mean they're going to be in the final kind of squad. What would it be? 25-man squad, 23,
Yeah, it's
in the round.
23, I think.
Whatever it is. I think think they extended it by a couple. I don't know. International football tends to change it around, but either way, I said they might not be in the final cut, but even to be considered that close to the final cut is huge. And
Yeah.
obviously, as well as that, last year we were a bit frustrated when Josh Honahan didn't get the minutes
Yeah,
that
we did,
we all thought he deserved and thought he was going to get. That was a Nations League game and a friendly against Senegal,
hmm
and he didn't get any minutes there, so he didn't.
It was
Heimer
no, it was two friendlies with Senegal.
was it not a Nations League game? They
No, the
won
nations
2-1.
that was Bulgaria. That was
Oh
in
yeah, I'm getting
March.
there was two camps he was called up for, wasn't
Yeah, he got called
there?
up
Yeah,
for both. I think everyone expected him a bit more to play, and obviously the friendlies.
yeah. Which is like, I think there's really any excuse not to
No, it was a
play.
friendly against Senegal, and then there was an away friendly to Luxembourg as well.
I didn't get any minutes.
No,
Yeah, so Heimer Halvorsen didn't
you
make any
don't expect him to be like he's not going to be
didn't make
adjusting
any
his team that much when it's this big a game.
not for this, but
No, but in them,
last
yeah,
year I
in
don't know
that,
why
yeah,
would you
a
not play
friendly,
two
friendly should really
friendlies
just be doing a run out
of it. Like
get everyone a cap. Like
I'm I
I would have
this
like say it's what a 23-man squad. I'd have 22 of the players playing like
yeah I'd have a
a different
I'd
team. Yeah,
first half team and a second half team.
yeah,
I'd change everyone at half time.
but you can't do that. But
You can in a friendly you can.
I suppose you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
But even I mean, like you'd have one team for the first game, one team for the second game. That's
Even or
completely
you can just
different.
give everyone 45 minutes. Why are we getting what are we talking
Yeah,
about? What are we talking about? We're here talking about how we're going to dissect two friendlies. We've gone from talking about Derry, Shelbourne, Sligo,
I think it's time to
Drogheda.
just wrap this up. I think.
We're getting overtired.
Yeah.
um,
Well, it is
so
what
now,
it's 20 to 1 in the morning here, and we're still going.
congratulations to the lads being called up the provisional squad. And now, how we'd manage two friendlies if we were the manager of the Republic of Ireland national team. Tell me how we've come this
Yeah,
far.
no idea. Well,
Or, I don't know if this far, of just fall from grace.
far from true. Not talking about Lee.
But yeah, no, that's it for episode 19.
Yeah,
Essentially, I said we warned you at the start. There was a lot to unpack. Four
yeah,
games. Also, as we've been mentioning recently as well, the Dublin 22 Supporters Club Fun Run edges closer as well. That takes place on Sunday, the 29th of March. It's at 11:30 in the morning in Tolka Park in Clondalkin. Stephen Bradley, Glenn Crone, and Sean Kavanagh, Ronan Finn, all guests that will be participating in the run. You have the trophies that are going to be on display as well. And it's €20 donation to Oscars Kids charity, which is a close charity to the club. As everyone's aware, with Stephen Bradley and Glenn Crone, both of them very involved with that charity. But yeah, other than that, I think that's it from us.
yeah. That's all.
We will be back to record after Drogheda
Yeah,
as well. So we'll be in a similar mindset again, really.
straight after the game.
Straight
Then
after
we're
the
done
game.
with the Monday kickoffs at least.
Thank God, we can't wait to see the back one.
We'll have a bit of time. We'll definitely have a bit of time between the Galway game and the game after that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we'll Sligo Rovers on Friday. We've Drogheda United on Monday. We'll be back after them two games. We'll discuss them two, and we'll look also ahead to Galway United.
Yeah.
But that's it for now, and we'll chat to you next week.
Thank you.